Please join with me in our time of meditation and the deep ask of prayer. Spirit of life, God of many names, whose highest name is love, ground of our being, firmament beneath us, space sacred created among us, please receive our deep asks. Today, here together in this way that we can be together, may we make it okay to admit that we are afraid, that we are tired, that we are weary to the bone. This 2020 has been a century of hurt in just a single year, still incomplete. It has been an avalanche of heartbreak in just the span of months, and we are tired. Let us be okay admitting and saying in this space here together that we are afraid to see the state of our democracy, which, though imperfect, we now know is so precious. May we be all right to admit that it isn't actually impatience, but rather fear that will make the waiting hard in these coming days. This waiting to see what happens in our shared future, to the options our children and their children have, to the lives of those others choose to target rather than face their own fears. Let us in this space here together as we can be, say out loud to ourselves that we are fearful of how long we need to wait, and fearful that while the outcome of this election is critical, whatever it is, we still will have dangers that we need to face on the other side. Spirit of life, ground of our being, let us admit our reasonable and understandable fear. Let us not turn away for it, for fear that is not acknowledged too easily turns to hatred. So let us name it, now in our own hearts or to another person or later to someone else, so that it does not have to grow, and so we do not need to allow it to turn into anything more malicious. And here, let us be reminded that we are held in a broader love, larger than any single human connection, larger than any family network, larger than any of society's customs or mores, larger than fear, and as large as love. So let us take a moment now together in the sacredness of shared silence to name for ourselves what we are afraid of, so that we may let that part of trying not to name it go. Let us do so knowing we're holding this. May we remember together what we know in our hearts, that our tradition of ever-widening understanding and care is solid as a rock, and that it is beneath our actions and our beliefs in this time, that it is not just for ourselves, rather for the generations that come after us and the generations beyond those, and for all the other beings on our planet, and that we must persevere. May this be the commitment of our heart.